Hello, everybody, and welcome to Football Overload. This is the channel where we analyze football games, look at them from a tactical point of view, seeing how chances were created, and analyzing how they could have been prevented. In today's video, we are going to analyze last week's fixture between Tottenham and Aston Villa. Just before we get into the video, I am a professional footballer myself, and as a defender, I'm probably going to look at the situations more from a defensive point of view, but I also try to do my best and give you some general knowledge about tactics and positioning as well. So I hope you all enjoy, and let's get into it. At the beginning of the first scene, we can see Aston Villa defending in a 4-4-2 system, pretty standard, defending a 2 against 1 with Solanke and letting the ball go out wide to put then pressure on the sides. On the other hand, there is Tottenham attacking in a 4-3-3 with Sonny out wide, the three midfielders also in a pretty standard position, and Udogie starting the attack with the ball out wide to Son. In my opinion, for Aston Villa, nothing to worry about just yet, because the central backs are in a 2 against 1 with the striker, even though Matty Cash on the side here might be in a 1 against 1 against Son. He has the help from Onana, maybe the help from Konza if needed, and then Tielemans could support Pau in the 1 against 1 with Solanke. A few seconds later, we find ourselves in the following situation. There is a 3 against 2 outside the box and a 3 against 2 inside the box. But I see two very big mistakes that should not happen on a Premier League level. First mistake, not enough pressure on the ball. When you have an overload on the sides, you need to put pressure on the ball. Otherwise, it's an easy cross. So Matty Cash, as he should, is focusing on Udogie, who is doing an overlap. Now, number 7, McGinn, should put more pressure on Son, as he has Onana as his backup. In the box, second mistake, Lucas Digne is losing his player in the back, leaving in too much space on the second post. For me, I think Pau is doing a great job against Solanke, and Konza is doing a good job defending the first post and preventing, if it should happen, a low cross, a flat cross between him and the keeper. Next thing you know, Johnson finds himself after a fantastic cross from Sonny in front of the goal and has no problems to tap it in. Now let's look at the situation from a completely different angle right before the cross comes in. The hardest space to defend for a defender is always the space in your back, which is the red zone right here. And this is why Son is aiming to put the cross right in this area. Now, normally Konza's job is to prevent the ball from coming into this area on the floor, because there is no other player to man mark. On the other hand, he does not want to give up the offside line, so it makes a very tough choice to make for him. In my opinion, I'd rather give up the offside line and prevent the ball from getting into this area, but it might be a tactical decision coming from the coach. We don't know. So, to summarize, there are two big mistakes in not putting pressure on the ball right away, and the second mistake from Lucas Digne on not man marking Johnson close enough, and I would say a half mistake from Konza to not prevent the ball from getting into the dangerous area. In the next scene again, Aston Villa defending with a 4-line back and with 4 midfielders in front. The strikers right now are not defending, which is not a huge problem because they have still 8 players behind the ball, and Tottenham is not really structured right now, so not a lot of danger apart from the individual class of the players. Now, just a second later, a big mistake is happening. As the ball gets played to Johnson, both defenders, Pau and Digne, are moving out of their position to attack him. My guess is Pau is moving out because he's defending his zone, and Lucas Digne is attacking Johnson because normally he would be his opponent on the side. Now what this leads to is a space that opens right in their backs. And what you can see as well is Solanke recognizing the space that opens up and making a run into the space. Now again, just 1 second later, the ball gets to Kulusevski, who puts it with one touch through the 2 central backs right into the space mentioned just before. And this clear miscommunication or misbehavior from Pau and Digne leads to Solanke getting the ball inside the box behind the defense without any pressure in front of Martinez. Now, if just one of them players would have stayed in their position, this ball would have never been possible, and this big chance could have been prevented pretty easily. And of course, Solanke, staying cool as a cucumber in front of the goal, finishes it and puts Tottenham in the lead. The last scene I'm going to analyze in today's video is the third Tottenham goal. At the start of the scene, Aston Villa is in possession of the ball. Kulusevski is starting to put a little pressure on Pau. The other players around him are making sure that he cannot play the pass between the line. His idea will be to play to Onana, who then might be able to break the lines and go forward. In my opinion, it's a great idea, although you have to make sure the pass is good. In this case, Sarr will intercept the ball, which leads to Tottenham being in a counter-attack and Aston Villa completely unorganized and without structure. The bad pass from Torre leads Aston Villa in a 5 against 5 situation, but with a clear disadvantage, as Digne and Konsa are in a worse position than their opponents. Now what you do in a situation like this as a defender? Protect the center, because this is the danger zone, and protect your back. Tielemans is doing a great job. He's forcing Sarr to play out wide, where then Diego Carlos can maybe put pressure on Richarlison, pushing him out wide and forcing him into a bad position. On the other hand, what this means, you will leave Pau Torres in a 2 against 1 situation, which is clearly not something you would want. But after a pass like this, you have to make sacrifices to defend your box. And the only choice is push them out wide, force him into a 1v1 situation where you might be able to prevent a cross, prevent a shot, or even win your duel. Richarlison gets the ball inside the box in a very good position where he can choose to try and find maybe a teammate on the second post or the penalty spot, or he might even try to score on his own. Diego Carlos, on the other hand, is trying his best to put pressure on Richarlison and block whatever he tries to do. Richarlison, I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or not, puts the cross right between his legs into the foot of Solanke, who finds himself in front of an empty goal. Of course, Solanke has no problem to finish this cross and put Tottenham up 3-1. This was it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you learned something useful. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what game I should analyze next. And I hope to see you there.